All right, settle down, you knuckle draggers. Uncle Bob here, and you know what time it is. This is Books I Will Never Read Again, the only place that takes literary garbage and treats it with the respect it deserves, which, is none. Today we're diving headfirst into a pit of cliches called The Mountain Is You. Ooh, it promises to turn your self-sabotage into self-mastery. Spoiler alert, the only thing it's going to master is turning your $20 into the author's $20. So let's just look at this cover for a second. The Mountain Is You. Let me translate that for you. Right out of the gate, this book is calling you a giant, inconvenient pile of rock that people literally die trying to get over. It's like a motivational poster made by someone who secretly hates you. Hey, you know that thing that blocks the sun and causes deadly avalanches? Yeah, that's you magnificent dingbat. Now go get 'em, tiger. And of course, we've got the professional backpats. This one's from a Dr. Nicole LaPera. She calls it a gift to the collective. The collective? What, are we the Borg now? Did the collective ask for this? I'm pretty sure the collective would have preferred, I don't know, a gift card? Or just to be left alone. What a gift. It's like getting one of those fruitcakes that nobody wants, only this one also tells you all your problems are your fault. Gee, thanks. Oh, but the hits just keep on coming. Next up, we have an international life coach. What in the world is that? Is that someone who teaches you how to be a clueless goofball in multiple languages? He says it has powerful insights for the climb ahead. Listen, the only climb this book is going to prepare you for is the climb back into bed to pull the covers over your head, you punk-ass nerd. And here we have it, the final boss of book blurbs, an actress who had to pause from reading because her eyes filled with tears of realization. Oh, boo-hoo. I'll tell you what the realization was. It was the sudden, soul-crushing understanding that she just wasted a whole afternoon and $15 on a book with the emotional depth of a puddle. Those weren't tears of confirmation, sweetheart. Those were tears of pure buyer's remorse, you bicycle seat sniffer. All right. Enough of the fan mail. Let's get into the actual guts of this thing, shall we? Welcome to the main event, folks. We're about to wade through the book's big central metaphor, which, if you haven't guessed, is a giant steaming pile of philosophical dung. So you might want to put on some boots. Oh, for the love of... Are we reading self-help, or is this a rejected script for some cheap sci-fi movie? The moment a star implodes before it becomes a supernova. Really? Lady, my life isn't some grand cosmic event. My breakdowns usually happen because I can't find my car keys and I'm late for the dentist. That's not a prelude to becoming a damn celestial body. It's a prelude to me yelling at the wall. What a total piss clown. Okay, on to the next section, your mountain of baloney. So the big idea here is that we're all lugging around our own personal mountain, right? Not Everest, not K2, but a big stupid pile of baloney that we built inside our own heads. The book says this is the big block between you and the life you want. You know what I think? The only block here is the block of cheese between the author's ears. So what's this mountain made of? Apparently it comes from, get this, coexisting but conflicting needs. So you've got the conscious part of you, right? The part that's like, hey, I should probably go to the gym. But then you've got your deep, mysterious, unconscious part that's going, yeah, but the couch is right here, and there's a marathon of that show about competitive cheese rolling on. A truly profound psychological struggle, folks. A real clash of the titans. Okay, so let's check out a real-world example of one of these soul-crushing, mountain-forming conflicts. You guys ready for this? Prepare yourselves. This is the profound depth of the human condition we're talking about. And there it is. Wanting a pizza, but also wanting a burrito. That's it. The great conflict of our age. The agonizing choice that builds empires of despair. Pizza or burrito? This is how mountains are made, people, not tectonic plates. Just you, staring at a takeout menu, unable to decide on dinner. All this time I've been building the Himalayas in my soul and I didn't even realize it. What a moron. All right, and that brings us perfectly to the book's next pillar of genius pop psychology, self-sabotage. Or, as I prefer to call it, the ultimate excuse for being a lazy nitwit who can't get anything done. So get this, the book says, self-sabotage is simply the presence of an unconscious need. You see, you're not lazy, you're not undisciplined. No, no, no. When you eat an entire tub of ice cream by yourself, that's not a lack of self-control. That's just your, unconscious need for cold, creamy sadness being fulfilled. It's not your fault you're a total mess. It's your mysterious subconscious pulling all the strings. You poor misunderstood goofball. And here, my friends, is the self-sabotage excuse Hall of Fame. You wrecked your relationship? Don't worry, you were just finding yourself. Failing at your job? Nope, you're creating art. Refusing to go to therapy? Shh, you're just avoiding feeling. This isn't self-help. This is a get-out-of-jail-free card for being a complete cheese blockhead in every single part of your life. And for the grand finale, your crippling anxiety? Oh, that's just a maladaptive coping mechanism. Wow. Thank you, Dr. Doofus. Truly groundbreaking. Here I was thinking I was having a full-blown panic attack, but it turns out I'm just poorly adapting. Well, I feel so much better. Seriously, I could have gotten more useful advice from a fortune cookie, and at least that comes with a snack. So, now that we've established that we're all just misunderstood supernovas with maladaptive burrito cravings, what's the big solution? Well, you better strap in, because this book's advice is basically a 3-step guide to becoming an even bigger, more dramatic numbskull. Okay, here we go. How to stop sucking. Chapter 1. Step 1. Release your old self into the fire. What are we doing here? Self-help or a Viking funeral for our own personality? Step 2. Mourn the loss of your younger self. Buddy, I do that every time I look in the mirror. He had way more hair. And finally, step 3. Envision and become one with your future self. My future self is probably an old guy yelling at a cloud. This isn't advice, it's the ramblings of someone who's been sniffing way too much incense. So let me get this straight. To get this new, shiny life, you have to burn your old one to the ground, and it's going to cost you relationships and friends. This doesn't sound like self-improvement. It sounds like the welcome packet for joining a really weird cult that worships bad metaphors. No thanks. I'm going to keep my friends. At least they're honest enough to tell me when I'm being a moron. All right, we finally reached the summit of this mountain of nonsense. Time to plant our flag, give our final verdict, and then push this book right back down the stupid hill it came from. And here it is, the big, profound takeaway quote. In the end, it is not the mountain that you must master, but yourself. Wow, so deep. I feel like 1,000 greeting cards just spontaneously combusted with joy. You're supposed to just nod slowly at that, right? Stroke your chin and go, But wait a second. Wait a minute. Wait, hang on. So the mountain isn't me? I'm a little confused here because the title of your book, the entire premise you spent 200 pages hammering into my skull, is The Mountain Is You. And now, on the very last page, you tell me it's not the mountain I have to master? So which one is it, you absolute dingbat? Did you forget the title of your own book? That's like writing a cookbook called Chicken is the Best and having the last sentence be, by the way, you should probably just eat fish. So let's just be crystal clear about this. This book isn't a roadmap. It's a word salad served in a bowl of cliches. It's just a bunch of fortune cookie wisdom, metaphors that contradict each other, and a whole lot of excuses for bad behavior. It's designed to make simple-minded nitwits feel deep and profound while they sit there and accomplish absolutely nothing. So, I'll leave you with this to chew on. What's the biggest, dumbest pile of self-help dung you've ever been told you had to climb? Really think about it. And for the love of God, please stop reading these books. Now buzz off, you silly goose.